All right, welcome everyone. Hope everyone's doing great. It's going to be an interesting show today. And so, what do we have today for our show? We have a serious stream because we can't always party regarding freedom in our Versus series. Revenge versus freedom. So, who are we to tell others that they're not allowed to take revenge on those who have harmed them or hurt them or taken away someone they loved? Who are we? Should we be free to seek out our own revenge? I don't believe so, because I think it's evil. To take another person's life because they hurt you. Maybe they took a loved one of yours, or they really severely hurt or traumatized a loved one of yours or yourself. I don't think there is revenge, because revenge is not going to solve the problem. So let me just open up this stream by stating what I believe. I don't think it's worth it. Even if justice fails, you just become one of them. Acts of violence, right? Heck, even people root for Batman against Joker, and the Batman ends up becoming just as evil as the Joker eventually, right? There's a saying in those superhero movies that I believe it's The Dark Knight. You live long enough to become the enemy, or you try to just bring justice to the enemy. So, but it's a possibility. You could end up becoming just like the enemy, right? I mean, that's what war is. Killing a bunch of innocent people that were forced to go to war also. Even if it's a voluntary army, you're still forced to go to war. Many people don't take that into account. Yeah, you're a soldier, you volunteered, good job, but if they tell you to go to war, you're going to go to war. You can't go AWOL. And neither can the opposing side. So who's the real enemy, right? Anyways, revenge is a very interesting topic. As a martial artist with well over 30 years experience, I've heard people speak of revenge. Nice people who are capable of killing another person if they had to. And so who am I to tell them that they're wrong? We're going to have to get into this topic because, I talk about life and love. I understand people's frustrations, but we can't let it get out of hand, right? Because it could lead to this. It can. Violence. Not necessarily with weapons, but fighting each other. Even verbal fighting online. I try to squash people who are dangerous. I will yell at them if I have to. But I choose my battles. I try to put dangerous people in their place, whether it's online or offline, if I see fit. It's your freedom to do so. Otherwise, they're going to go take out their anger on other people who are totally innocent as well. And the cycle continues. They'll just abuse other people if you don't try to put them in their place. A lot of people are like, oh, just ignore the drama. That doesn't solve anything. And this is what it could lead to. With dangerous people out there. So, let's go ahead and get into this stream here. Now, the death penalty. We look at the death penalty and say, well, the government does the killing for you. So what's the difference? Why don't you get to do the killing? Well, because maybe you're not a murderer, right? Or an arsonist that burned down your house. Maybe you guys weren't in at home at the time, luckily. But now you're left without a home. Well, I believe the arsonist should pay for the home, right? But a lot of people, they just want to take it out on them violently. But, this just proves that we're not free to do whatever we want. We fight for freedom. We say freedom. Yes, freedom. Yay, right? Hooray, hooray. But you're not really free to do as you wish. Because in a real free world, you would be allowed to seek your own revenge. And we'll touch upon that. Now, there's an interesting movie called The Purge, and they had sequels where they allowed one legal day to go kill whoever you needed to kill out of revenge. Funny movie, but scary movies, because what if, right? What if one day they actually allow it to be legal? Who knows? It's an evil world out there, but it does bring up the question about revenge. Should it be allowed? Even if it was just for one night, one day? A lot of hurt people out there who live as victims for their entire life, and all they want is that sweet revenge, right? But I can tell those people right off the bat, I don't think it's worth it. And then you become the very thing that you've always hated. And one case of revenge is not going to be enough. I really do believe that. And I believe that if you take another person's life, you're never going to be the same again. I do believe that. Because it's anti-human. We're not supposed to do what the evil ones do. It won't bring anyone back. It won't solve problems. Even rapists, for example, it won't take the trauma away. If you slay the one who has hurt you. And that pain could last for a whole lifetime. So some people argue a lifetime of pain, they consider suicide or seeking their own revenge outside of the law, above the law. So, a new way of governance perhaps, revenge for all, justice versus freedom. Are we free to take justice in our own hands? I don't think we are. I think it'd be an even more violent world if we allowed it. And I don't think it would bring anybody back from the dead. I don't think it would solve any problems if we allow people to go slay their enemies. The ones who have hurt their loved ones, or they experienced harm by these criminals. So justice. Nowadays it seems justice for the criminals. Criminal justice. It's like a play on words, right? Where the criminals get all the justice. And they get a nice cozy prison. They still get to live while your loved one is long gone, perhaps. So is it really justice? You tell me. The right to allow people to fight who struck them first. You know, it used to be back in the day. You guys had boxing gloves, right? Let's talk about that. You put on a pair of boxing gloves and you duke it out. You challenge to each other to a duel, right? And that was the end of that. You know, settled bullying. But do I agree with it? No. As a martial artist, I believe that the art of fighting is to learn how to not even fight at all. Fighting is just stupid. And that's coming from a veteran like myself who deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. I don't stand for war. I don't stand for violence, which is what war is. I mean, you know, haven't we learned anything after what? Supposedly centuries of existence. Some people believe thousands of years and yada yada. Have we learned nothing? Is this the way to settle things? Because you have this instinct, this primitive instinctive feeling that you need to just strike your enemies. You need to seek revenge. Get them good, man. Then you'll feel good. I can tell you, it's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna solve anything. And then guess what? They're gonna want revenge. Violence begets violence. And then the chain just continues until somebody's either dead or really severely injured. So, just because you get revenge, let's say you get revenge, right? And you get away with it. Then guess who's going to want revenge and bring more people with them because maybe they're cowards? Gang violence, for example. Should men be allowed to seek revenge through violence? Should women be allowed to seek revenge through violence? Because nowadays, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, that's not martial arts for me. That's a freaking circus. A circus of a bunch of clowns. Athletes who don't know what they're fighting for. Sure, they fight for money for a living, but is that really for a living, people? To beat up another fellow athlete and to shake hands afterwards as if nothing happened. It's just so stupid. When people ask me what I think about the UFC, I think about the Coliseum. Have we not learned anything? That's probably what's coming in the future too. Weapons, killing each other in the ring, perfectly legal. Hey, you signed up for it. Imagine two athletes training so hard, beautiful bodies, and then they just jump in the ring and just destroy each other. Is that what martial arts is supposed to be about? Oh, you gotta be ready to fight. Fight who? And for why? Why? For what? So you can prove you're number one with a medal trophy? With some money in your pocket? Is there any honor in that? And you know, a lot of people are going to criticize me, and I expect it because they're stupid. They're going to say, oh, but there's benefits to this. Really? Really, guy? You know, people who want to fight each other just egocentric. They're egotistical, insecure, miserable, most likely. And they just want to take it out in the ring. That's all I know how to do, right? Now, I like the Rocky story, but it would have been fine with just meeting Adrian in the pet shop, right? We didn't need the boxing. It was a good love story, right? Hey, yo, Adrian, you know? But no, they gotta have the boxing, they gotta have the violence. That's what it was all about, right? But going the distance is what he wanted to do to prove himself. Then he starts losing his vision, yada yada, brain damage later, and it's just like, you know, Rocky 5, nobody likes Rocky 5, but that's what it's all about, right? Brain damage. Where's it going? Where's all this going? Nothing good. I don't care how many people support fighting. Nothing good comes out of it. Doesn't teach you anything. Now, martial arts, to defend yourself, that's a different story. Because it's either you or them. And that's what this whole stream is about, revenge. So, should we be allowed to seek revenge? Not to kill each other, right? But who knows? Because in some cultures, they actually believe this, according to their old days. You were allowed to fight each other, to challenge each other. So, who's to say that they're wrong from another country, another land? Now everybody's pretty much governed. Told what they can and can't do. But we should be allowed to kill animals that want to harm us, like a dog. There's so many dog lovers out there. There's dangerous dogs who want to bite your limbs off. We should be allowed to kill them right then and there. It's either that dog severely harms you and handicaps you or kills you, or you kill the dog and people and dog lovers are going to be like, why'd you kill him? Because he's completely psychotic and wants to kill me, and I'm just trying to walk in a park. Is that not a reason good enough? We're not talking about another human being here. We're talking about a vicious dog. You know what I'm saying? So, who's somebody telling me? So, you rather I get mauled by a dog, somebody's out of control dog, instead of defending myself by putting that dog down? Absolutely ridiculous. The hypocrisy is just immense. But we're talking about human on human revenge here. So, yeah, weapons, right? Colosseum style, amphitheater. You know, it's gladiator style, right? I mean, imagine a world where governments allowed this. I'm pretty sure in the past they allowed it. Hey, you guys want to go kill each other? Just go do it outside of the cities. Go challenge each other to a duel. I don't know. You tell me the benefits of it. It sounds pretty scary to me, because even the innocent person could get killed. So is that really revenge? Now here's a stupid quote from Albert Einstein. Rest in peace. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. No. Intelligent people deal with situations, right? Because you're not going to be able to ignore it. That's ignorance. That's the definition right there. You're being ignorant. You're being passive. You're being weak. That's what weak people are. They ignore situations that can escalate, that can become a problem in the future. To be strong is not to forgive, because somebody who's a rapist or a murderer doesn't deserve forgiveness. Sorry, buddy. You don't have to forgive them, by the way. But you definitely can't ignore the problem. You must prevent them from committing more crime. Justice must be had, one way or another. So revenge, sometimes in order to save somebody's life in a self-defense situation, who are you to tell somebody trying to defend somebody else from sudden death, oh, don't harm that criminal, because, we're supposed to just ignore it, right? And just forgive him. No. How about mothers throwing their babies in trash cans? Oh, let's just forgive them. Let's just ignore it. Let's just turn the other cheek, right? We didn't see anything here. What a bunch of... It's just garbage, this quote right here. Now, it's funny because Einstein has some clever quotes, some other clever quotes, though. Not this one. So it kind of surprised me, and I wanted to share that. No offense, but it's the quote that I don't like. Success is the best revenge. Absolutely, in most cases, where you're not killing each other, especially online. Like, people, they'll hate on me because I'm successful. I consider myself successful. And they just hate on me because they're not successful. These are the haters. These are the trolls, right? And it's so obvious because they literally expose themselves the moment that they show hatred towards me. That's because I'm successful. I must be doing something right. and they don't like successful people. Crabs in a basket, remember? So, that covers that. That is the best revenge. Just don't take out your revenge, verbally or physically, if you can't avoid that. Take it out by showing them that you're better than them in one way or another. Now here's a funny quote by Alfred Hitchcock, the dude who did the Crow movie. Pretty cool. Did a lot of other things, though. Revenge is sweet and not fattening. Little bit of a comedic relief here. I thought I'd toss that in there for a good laugh. Jeez. Let's get back to the seriousness, shall we? So in the old days, you could literally challenge each other to a duel. A deadly duel. Either swords, guns. And in the movie John Wick, they kind of reintroduced this. In the last one. I think it's John Wick 4. Something like that. Kind of starting to lose count. But, yeah, imagine that, hey, let's duke it out. Hey, you want to do swords or guns? or you want to do your fists. Dude, I'm going to choose the boxing, okay? You could still kill each other with a single hit to the head if it's hit right. But I'm not playing with no swords. I'm not playing with guns either. With, oh, this take certain paces and then turn around like Wild Wild West. No, thank you. It's just so stupid. That's no way to sell it on anything. But it's not there's nothing gentleman about this. Do you see gentleness here? Gentlemen? Gentlewomen? No. So this right here is just another proof that revenge just doesn't work. I'm an intelligent person. I don't know about everybody else out there. Hopefully you guys are intelligent too and you consider yourselves intelligent enough to realize the risk versus benefit ratio when it comes to revenge, right? Now, it's really simple to understand, okay? We don't need a college degree to understand this. When there's too much risk, then obviously there's not going to be too much benefit, right? So why risk yourself in a case of revenge? With the law, you could end up getting locked up forever. You could end up getting fined $200,000 or $500,000, whatever it is. So now you're in debt, and you have to pay the guy who actually hurt you even more money because you chose to be like them, and you got caught and they didn't. Where's the benefit in that, right? You might feel good because you beat the heck out of them, or maybe, in the case of revenge where you kill the person who killed one of your loved ones. Yeah, but you're still putting yourself at risk for murder, right? And if you get caught, guess what? Now you're going to pay what the person that wronged you should have paid. You see what I'm saying? It's just a teeter-totter, and it's really fast. It doesn't move slow. In fact, both of these should be rock bottom. Risk and benefit. Because, yeah, the risk is high, but you shouldn't be taking risks because there's no benefit to it, right? Shouldn't be a teeter-totter in the first place. But, revenge is just not going to solve anything. So why even put yourself at risk? It's like a lose-lose scenario. If somebody hurts you or hurts your loved ones, then there's nothing really you can do about it. Good luck in court, right? And also, if you can, then go ahead, obviously. But it's just, the system is not perfect. This whole democracy system is not perfect. I appreciate how good it is, but obviously it's being abused. The whole system's being abused. It's time for some necessary upgrades, but who's going to do that? Puppet presidents? Have fun believing in those fairy tales. It's just we the people. There are no heroes. So the best revenge is a well-planned legal response. That's all I can tell you. Either get away from the problem. You're not ignoring it. You're placing yourself in a better situation to protect yourself. So if you're in a bad community, I think you should probably consider leaving that community. And if you're hanging around bad people, then guess what? Bad things are likely to happen, right? It's just that simple. It doesn't take a mathematician to realize the numbers, right? So hang around with a bunch of coconuts. Sometimes those coconuts will fall on your head, right? Could be deadly. Don't hang around with bad people. I'll let you be the judge of who bad people are. Face your fears. If you can get revenge, only do it in a clever manner. Not just a legal way, but a clever manner is like, for instance, like what was said earlier, become successful, or put somebody in their place if you know how to. I know how to. You don't have to. But the problem with not putting somebody in their place is that they're just going to continue hurting other people. So sometimes you can be somebody else's hero by standing up for them and putting that person in their place, the evildoer. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to. And maybe others are going to see you as a guilty one for doing so, for dealing with the drama, but somebody's got to do it. Legally and clever. So you'll find the right words if it's clever. And legally, well, you don't go hitting people just because, well, you're upset, right? Alright, so you are your own worst enemy. This is what it culminates to. This is ultimately what it comes down to. The bottom line. Everyone else can be dealt with. But as far as you're the only one who could deal with yourself. Don't be an angry person. Don't be a passive person, because it's going to lead to anger, misery. If you have a negative personality, a negative mindset, then trust me, your life is going to be horrible. One way or another. mediocre, miserable. It's just all the negative emotions you can imagine. So check your mindset. You know, if you're a combative person, make sure you're combating the right people, the evildoers, not the ones who are simply defending themselves. Always analyze cases out there. If you're going to jump into somebody's drama or situation, just try to assess the situation, please. Don't just jump in there and start attacking who you think is a guilty one. You know, everybody's a judge these days. Be very careful who you choose to judge. You might be actually attacking the innocent one. I've had that happen to me. Like online, I'll be defending myself from one person. All of a sudden, I get this jackass from the left attacking me. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You don't even know what happened. And they're like, oh, this isn't important, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, great, now I got to deal with you too? Children, you know? Little children online. So, thankfully, offline, I haven't encountered somebody like that. But online, people be acting like just clowns, jokers, all the time. I'm like, give me a break. Nobody has time for that. Anyways, so, very, very famous saying here. I'm sure you guys are well aware of it. Confucius. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. I'm pretty sure you can understand what he's talking about here. Because chances are, you guys are both coming back in a box. Chances are. So why even bother? As I said before, in the case of the swords or the guns or fighting, I mean, you might get your sweet revenge, but who else has got that person's back? You know, it's, you know, or you might die from wounds. It's not worth it, people. Don't fight like savages out there. Always seek the verbal solution, because we're supposed to be better than that, right? All right. So I hope you guys learned something from this stream, or are reminded something important from this stream. Something positive. Don't be negative. All right, let's see who we got here. Shout out to Jared Dixon, Maria Olivares. Hello, hello. Lemmy, thanks for stopping by, man. Let me see here. Who else do we got here? Oh. Yeah, Lemmy, you never watched The Purge? It's okay, you don't have to. You're not missing really anything. Just curious stuff. Yeah, you were talking about being a pacifist? Yeah. I like to encounter issues head on, you know, Lemmy. So, never passive. No, it don't look like it. Yeah. Let's see. Revenge is not cool, but protecting yourself is necessary. Absolutely. There you go, Lemmy. He's a martial artist, too. Can't do prison. Yeah, me neither. Alright, sweet. So, yeah, thanks for supporting the stream, and anybody else who stops by, be sure to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always stay positive. And thanks for tuning in. Always an exciting, different stream. Hopefully on a daily basis. I've been really busy, and also the weather's been really poor for connection to the internet, but I'll find a way. So till next time, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Much love.